Good day from WA. Hi, this is Julie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's episode of Can You Say Napkins. It is week one of a new collaboration. I love to join in these collaborations. I don't know, it's just adds interest. It's just fun. So today is Can You Say Napkins, and the hosts are Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming, Susan of Susan Hiles Art, and JoAnn from Journal Treasures. The links for those ladies will be in my description box below, so you can visit their channel and check out what they have been doing for the Can You Say Napkins collaboration for January. It's going to be the last 3 weeks in January. I actually just filmed one, but I did the wrong week. So I will edit that and put that up on week 3 where it belongs. So now I've come back to do week 1. So you might find some of the napkins are available in my other video, but they're not available today because I've already used some of them. Yeah, started from week 3, work backwards. That's just me. This week is collage with a napkin, or with napkins. Week 2 is collage on a tag or pocket, and week 3 is collage on a journal page. Well, because I just was looking at the collage part of week 1, I just collaged on a journal page and then thought, oh, that's going to be the same as week 3 when I collage on a journal page. So then I've just been racking my brains. What can I do with just collage that's not collage on a journal page and it's not collage on a tag or a pocket? So I thought, what about a masterboard? Let's do a masterboard that uses napkins. Now, I'm not going to do the whole masterboard with napkins because the video I just did is very fiddly, covering the whole page with napkin and making everything stick down, so we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to collage a basic background, very neutral, not too dark, probably just sort of light brownish papers, I'm thinking, but just like a mixture of brownish papers. Do it on some scrapbook paper, and then we are going to use napkins for our focal points instead of stickers and other things that you might go hunting for. Nope, we're going to use napkins for our masterboard, for our collage masterboard. So that should work. So I've got all these in front of me and you that we can see. So lots to choose from. Thought this one might be great. Look at this for little focal points. Perfect. So I'll keep that one out for sure. Anything with butterflies makes great focal points. I'm not sure about a great big rose. Actually, might put that back. Let's do some thinning through. More butterflies. Perfect. So there's going to be plenty of butterflies. There's always plenty of butterflies. I might like that on a tag. Let's move that. Let's leave that one. That's really pretty. Snowy. Oh, I might leave that for Christmas. Some birds might be nice. That's really pretty. Oh, so I might talk to you also, because this is week 1. I already did a big explanation in the other video, but now you won't see it for 2 weeks, so that's no help to you, is it? That's really cute, but I don't know. No, perhaps not on a masterboard. That might work. Yes, so my napkins I have got from places locally like Spotlight and the cheap shops. You know, we call them the $2 shops, bargain shops, discount stores, that kind of thing. They actually will sell napkins quite cheaply. You can get them for $2 to $4 for a pack of, say, 10 or 15. Spotlight are a bit dearer. Online you can get them from Which Craft Do You Do, which is an Australian website, and YouTube. And the ladies do crafting, and they also sell items that we need to use in our junk journaling. Oh, and then also Ninny's Napkins online, and littlebirdie.com. So there's a few places that you can get more napkins if you need them. Don't think I want to have such a dark colour. I do fancy this one. They're cute. Too big. Maybe. And maybe. Alright, so we've got a bunch of napkins. I've also got a basket of, but just offcuts. I'll keep that one out actually. Offcut bits and pieces that are left over from previous projects. So there's lots of fodder in there. Now, I've chosen this piece of plain scrapbook paper. I'm going to collage on this side. Now, if you've got double-sided scrapbook paper that's ugly, and you want to collage on the ugly side, then you could do that. but I thought, well, once it's collaged, if I want to cut it up for tags and things, it'll be a nice colour on the back. Nice and plain for my Lotta Journal. Everything I do, I'm sort of thinking, okay, what about my Lotta Journal? So we're going to start with paper, so we need some neutral papers. Back in a moment. Okay, I've got rather a large selection of not too dramatic, not too dark, sort of coffee dyed, and fairly neutral. That one's a little bit dark. Papers. Oh, I've got this, which is a paler version of the pianola paper. I've got some pianola paper here, but it's quite dark. So I've got some light and some dark. Let's start with this one. Okay, let's go. I don't think it's going to matter too much how we do this. Because it's got some straight edges, I'm just going to stick those straight edges up in the corner. Makes it a bit easier. Do the same with this. I just want to try and create some different shades and different colours without going colourful. Let's tear this edge off here. Now you can do what I'm doing and just move around the page, putting pieces where they kind of fit, or you can be systematic and move from one side to the other. But try to sort of include more than one piece, although I've actually only got one of these as I say that. But generally you would try to include more than one piece of a colour, or this one's been hanging around for forever. I'm going to glue it down. We're not having it anymore. Apparently it's the Esperance Museum. I've pulled it out so many times and not used it. Let's use it up. Now the only thing about using these slightly darker colours is sometimes the napkin might be too dark, so you might want to pick where you put what kind of napkin you use or whatever. It also might be good because if the napkin's got too much white, it might help that there's some colour behind. So as I've said in the last one, which was the third one that you haven't seen yet, it's a bit of an experiment. I've not necessarily done things this way before, so I'm trying something new, which is why it's all exciting and different. Obviously I've done collaging, obviously I've done masterboards, obviously I've done napkins, but I haven't necessarily done masterboard collaging with napkins. Mostly I've used napkins in journals. I've used them on tags, things like that, but I haven't necessarily used them on masterboards. So that's, yeah, something new and different, isn't it? I'm not sure about this edge. I'll leave that for a minute. Well, we've got this piece that's kind of like this piece has turned up so many times. I don't understand. I think it must be a digital. Well, it is a digital because it's, and I must have printed multiple copies of it by accident because I keep coming up with the same date. It's been in like so many projects. Yeah, so or maybe they're just similar dates, but anyway, it's gone now. Let's use up some of these bits and pieces that have been hanging around for a while. That will be so good. And you know what will oh, maybe I'd rather have had the other side. It's a ledger paper. It's a ledger paper, really old ledger paper. That one's digital, but this one's actually really old. Put it here. Squish that down a bit because it's going to stick to my fingers otherwise. So leave it alone. It'll dry by itself. Yeah. So a lot of these pieces have just been hanging around for some time. It'd be awesome to clear these. So yeah, we'll do the masterboard aspect, and then we will put down our focals and do some stamping, maybe some stenciling, and create a masterboard with napkins. It's a great idea. I mean, what I love about all of these challenges is that I've been trying, oh, well, I don't know about that, that's wasn't what I intended. What I love about all these challenges that I've been trying out, initially Glue Book January Scavenger Hunt, and this one, Can You Say Napkins. Every time, you know, I do a challenge like that, it's something I haven't done before. So it's encouraging us to do new things. It's the same with the Marguerite Miller. How many times do we use an image that we would never have thought to use? But, the prompt says so, so we have to. And so that it forces us to do things out of our comfort zone, new things, different things, use up things in our stash we might not normally use. Yeah. And that's why I think challenges, it's not so much the challenge, it's the result. And the result is that we've done things that we wouldn't normally have done, and quite often in a way that we would never have thought of to do. So that's what's so good about it. So yes, that's what I want to do this year. I want to do challenges, join in with other channels, collaborations. Got an idea of one that I'm going to make. Yeah, so I'm wanting to do something that's my idea. Well, it's sort of my idea. It's going to be an adapted idea, but just, yeah, a little bit different to the way I've been doing things. I just want to have a go. So that will probably happen in February, because I'm now doing this challenge for January. So I knew that I wouldn't really have time in January for taking on too much more. Leave that one there. Let's have some book text. Now at this stage, if you're not happy with anything, something stands out, don't like it, I don't like this much, but I'll leave the writing, but I'm going to get rid of the Esperance. It's very modern and doesn't feel vintage to me. Okay, let's trim the edges off so we know what we're dealing with. Cool. So now we have these pieces of napkin that we can, there's some bigger pieces, some pattern. So this is the collage fodder that we have. It's basically scraps. So now we can put them down, and as if we were continuing with the masterboard. This would be the first layer up of our masterboard, and now we would normally come, well, I would normally come on top, put images on top and then stamp and gold and then the final images on the very top. So that's kind of what we would be heading for if we were using these kinds of paper images, but we're using napkins, so let's do that. Basically now what we can do is go through and have a look and see what we want to put on our masterboard. Some more there, and then we've got our lovely flowers, which are left over from week 3, which I'm now ahead of time. I never film ahead, so it feels weird to me when these things happen. Not going to do black, I don't think. We've got that little bird on the blue side. Okay, so we've sort of thinned it down a bit. So let's place some of these images and start creating a masterboard and see what we want. I really like this. I'd really like to put this somewhere. thinking that we might need to, well, if we put it on an edge, it'll more than likely then at least get cut as a tag or a pocket or something. Or should I just leave that for a pocket? Because week 2 is pockets. That's kind of perfect for a pocket, isn't it? Let's leave that one. Alright, so we've got a bit of bird there happening. Another bird down here. It's the same bird, but we can put it down here. Put this flower. This flower. Some gold pieces. Randomly. So basically now we can just do the same as what we do with paper. We just stick things down randomly. Why not? What we might do is put the more general ones. I mean, I don't like cutting off a bird, so bird's head, so I'm going to leave the birds for more strategic positioning. And you know, hopefully the flowers, you know, it won't matter too much if they get cut off. Let's take the words off. So that might be a bit more strategic as well. Might use that on a tag. So we just need to tear off the edge. So we could use a water brush. Sometimes you can just tear with your fingers and you're not worried about where it ends up. If you need to fussy cut, then use a water brush or a brush with water. If you use a water brush, then use a small one, because the big ones tend to push too much water out. Alright, we can have that there. And this one, we can put that on the edge, I think. It's nice. Let's just take this edge off and then put it on an edge, so that it doesn't matter. So yeah, you always want to have a torn edge coming into the masterboard. You can have straight edges on the edge, but you know, if that was in the middle, you don't want to have the straight edge. So because it's just going to show. But I think you'll find that when we put this down and glue it down, you won't see it. So we just need to take off those edges, and then we can put the edge on the edge, and that will get rid of that. Okay, what else we got? We've got some nice rose. Don't know about this blue one. I think this one's a bit too blue. Let's leave that for now. Looking a bit florally. That's fine. Let's take the white off. This one's been cut, so I'm just going to need to tear out some of it and see what we've got left. Bit of a rose apparently. Let's just take off to the greenery and that bit of rose there. So it could go on an edge. So I think what we'll do is we'll take it off to that main rose there. And you can still use these pieces because you could just add them and you won't, it doesn't might not look like a rose, but it'll just be a bit of pink that we can put in between. So I'm going to put that one at the edge, up the top there. It's going to go like that. And that's coming in here. Look at that. Bits, or you use up all your scraps of napkin. Certainly using up all mine. So we've got some bits of pink left over from a project we're going to do in 2 weeks' time. It's funny. I don't know what else. How do you do it? I mean, what else do people do? Do they hide those pieces and don't use them? I don't know. I find it kind of weird that I didn't do it in the right order. It's just against my grain to do that. Anyway, done it. So we can, I don't know what's going to happen when we put all these pieces, you know, patchy like that. So yeah, collaging with napkin, I have to say, is kind of interesting. All right, so maybe we should put those down see how we're going with those, and then add the rest to fill up the spaces. Okay, let's start here. So I'm going to use this one, so kind of a new one I've been using, Gel Medium Matte Holcroft. I was using Liquitex. This one's a bit cheaper. Just need my brush, or a brush. This one might do. It's not very soft. It's a bit firmish. Oh, where my others are gone. This one's turned into a rock. Okay, looks like we're using this. We'll give it a go. I have to be very gentle with it because it's not very soft. So let's start with the edge here. Oh, I haven't done this for a while. Cool, it's fun. Not sure that having it all on the mat's a good idea, but okay. Sticking to my fingers. So this is where we've got to be gentle because I've already done one layer, but there's a few bubbles. Okay. And this one's going down that way. Oops, no, that's folded under. I don't want it folded under because it's going to create a crease and a line. So let's gently lift that up. Don't mind if it creases, I just don't want it to fold. Okay, that wiped all that away, but that's okay. I pressed too hard. That happens. Yeah, this is not my soft brush. I don't know. Yeah, it's not. Soft brush is definitely a recommendation. For napkins. Okay, all right. So I might just, no, I'll put this up here. Okay. Might look a bit patchy to start with. Hopefully it'll look okay when it's finished. Some of my projects these days are starting to look a bit weird, I notice, and then they look okay in the end. So let's have faith. We'll see. I mean, you know, if I have a failure, I have a failure. I have to accept that. I'll make it go that way. Okay. Put this one along up the edge here. Into a bit of a muddle. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe we'll put this one on. I guess it's going here, is it? Apparently. Straight edge. Somehow or another I didn't get the torn edge. And check it. Okay, it's torn now. Put that down that side. Should I have it off the edge? No. There we go. What's next? I've got these ones to do. I'll put this one down this edge, I think. It's got a bit of a straight edge, so it's going that way. I've seen napkin melt into the paper below. It's so cool. Careful what you put your fingers on because it will pull up with your fingers. She says as she sticks her finger in the middle of it. And this one is going here, or put it here, I think. Actually, in the middle of that white section might be good. Okay, so a little bit of, it's kind of gone floral. Maybe it's a good idea to have it consistent, but we could put some butterflies in between, I think. Maybe break up the flowers. Let's just add a bit of floral to this corner, in that corner there. So we have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different napkins so far. Pieces of, using up scraps. Piece of pink butterfly there. Let's put some of that here. And what we can do is, oh, we can just tear it out, I think. Carefully. Trying not to tear the butterfly or have it stick to my fingers. Tricky. There's another one here. This is without even looking at all those other ones. We're just using scraps. Oh, okay. all those ones I showed you in the beginning we haven't used. These are supposed to just fill in the gaps. Oh well. This is take 1. Maybe if I put it on fast speed, I can do a second one with the other pieces. Something down here. Put this bit of writing down here. So yeah, I'm going to have to rename it using up scraps, aren't I? Napkin scraps. Ooh, kind of put 2 close to each other there. That's exactly the same. It's not. Let's put it over here. There's nothing like that one over here. Something quite interesting, isn't it? And then what you can do, you see, once it's dry, once you've filled it all up and you think, well, it's a bit busy or something, you can go over it with some gesso, watered down white acrylic to sort of whitewash it, that kind of thing. Have we got anything else we want to just fill up in those gaps? Okay, let's put this on here. And so this is really collaging, isn't it? I mean, it's quite similar, really. In here, maybe. We would need to dry it before we did anything else to it. It's very soggy at the moment. Trim up the edges again. And I think, you know, it's not too bad at the moment, and it's fairly evenly spaced. Maybe something along here would be useful. Really have used up those scraps. Amazing. Just going to put it on the edge, and then we can tear off what we don't need. Excellent. Can't believe how many scraps we've used. Oh, there's that. Oh, well, you haven't seen it yet. In 2 weeks you'll know where that came from. That comes from the future. The future butterfly. It's so weird to me. Yeah. But the future butterfly is going to live on that stalk. Yeah. Okay. Alright. What else have we got from the future? Another one. 2 butterflies from the future. Where is there a space? Here, I think. Okay. Covered up the ledger paper that was under there, but that's okay. The whole point of collage is that you don't mind if things get covered up. So we're going to put a bit off the edge here. I don't really want it on the rose. I like that rose. Just move it across a bit. I'll tear that off because, oops, okay, oh, well, it tore off. It's fine. And you know, it's still actually a background because this is kind of like, it's the masterboard. So this gets cut up and used, and more stuff goes on top. You know, your major focal points, which I don't know if they would be napkins, because I'm not too sure that that would work because they're see-through. So you might want some solid. But you see how here, look, you know, the writing comes through, the text comes through. It's cool. I actually think it's even better than using paper. I love this. Doing these, you know, new techniques, or different, just a variation on techniques, and finding something that works. A tiny bit of that text there. It's just going to go up here on the edge, that little blank spot. Perfect. So we can really use up these bits of scraps, totally use them up. And there must be somewhere we could put it here. We should glue it first. Stick. There we go. Does this fit the brief, Sheree? And Susan and JoAnn of Collage with Napkins. I hope it does, because it's my second attempt. My first attempt was accidentally week 3. So I've already filmed week 3. I'm ahead. Cool. It's the first time I've ever been ahead in my filming. But I think we've used up pretty much all the pieces now. We've got these tiny weeny bits left. I might put some here, because it's, well, it's got a straight edge though. You see, as soon as I put that straight edge down, I won't like it. You've really got to tear it, and then it doesn't matter. It's just a tiny piece. Stick it in there. Okay. Of course, when they're all cut up, that's why you really kind of want images on here that doesn't matter if you just get half a wing. I mean, there's a bird there, but it's on an edge, so it's quite likely going to be whole when it lands on a tag or something, or a journal card. I really don't like chopping off heads. I don't know whether that will work. It's a bit torn, raggedy. We'll throw that one away. I've got this tiny one, and I just think there's a tiny space for it. There. Look at that. And then when it goes down, it's perfect. Oh my goodness. You wouldn't even know it wasn't part of the original text I had down there. I love it. Okay, so we need to stop sticking things down now, Julie, and let it dry. I'm going to pause, I'm going to dry it, and I'll be back. Okay, now we have our masterboard. It's fairly dry. It's a little bit crinkly, but I think when you have it in smaller pieces, it will flatten out, and maybe when it's completely dry. Maybe I should have used slightly thicker card for the base. Maybe it was a bit too thin, but oh, we'll live and learn. The cardstock I have seems thick when you, and then when you add, of course, you add wet medium to it, it kind of goes a bit soggy. And of course, doing 2 layers, I don't know. Anyway, it'll be fine. It's quite good. So I think before we start putting anything else on here, I think I'd really like to use my text, my music. I'm not sure about that one. Grain. We could use stamping, or we could use stenciling. Let's look at the stencils. Oh, I'm thinking this one. I seem to have a thing about my gold. But because most of this is going to be used in the Lotta Journal, I'm not really going for... I don't mind going vintage. To me, this is still vintage, but I don't want to go brown, vintage photo, sepia, you know, all that. I want to go bright, because Lotta and her mother were very much into gold. I don't want to... Oh yeah, it's very subtle. That's okay. And I'm going to do some triangles here. So it's not going to look too busy, I don't think. In fact, you can probably hardly see it. See the little, just the little dots in the spaces? And the little triangles. So at the moment, that's what I'm going to do. It's very super subtle, isn't it? Maybe I want something a little bit more. Let's try then one of the bigger ones. Still very hard to see. I wonder how we make it a teensy weensy bit darker. I wonder if we could make a rose gold cinnamon. Let's just see if we can mix how we go about doing it. Let's see if I can get a rose gold. Let's just try a patch here. It's just kind of pink, but we'll go with it. I ended up with a line. I didn't mean to have a line. I'm going to get rid of the line a little bit. I quite like the pink. You can't really see it yourself, but I can. It's quite noticeable in to the naked eye. Oh, my sprinklers just sprung a leak. Aches. I'm gonna have to go sort that out back in a moment. Okay, we had a little mini drama. The sprinkler came off and water's going everywhere, but nothing much we can do. I would have to have gone into the dark corners where the bushes and the spiders are, and there's no way I'm going in there in the dark. I just let the sprinkler run its course and it's turned off till tomorrow. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. I will probably try and put this on under something to flatten it out. Week 1 was collage with napkin. We've done that. We've collaged the background and we've collaged napkin on top. Week 2 is make tags and pockets with napkins. So we can use this. It all makes sense now. It's taken me a while to figure it out. Make tags and pockets with napkins. So we can actually use this to make the tags and the pockets with our napkins. But what I might do is I might do a part 2. I'll either do it off camera. If I get chance, I'll film it and put it up before the following week. So there might be a part 2. What I might do is make a blue version or another board, because we'll only get a few, but I might make another board out of some of these napkins. I was thinking like some of the blues, so we've got that one, maybe a more neutral tone. That one's quite pretty. Maybe that one. Oh, that's nice, but no. No. Maybe with that. No. No, we've got pink on this one. Maybe with some of that and maybe some of that. So, and then we've got that. So we've got, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, okay. All right, so that's another project that I might do. That you might get to see if I get time, but I do have to do my Marguerite Miller as well. But there's time after that to catch up and do some more. Okay, so that is week 1 done, and look forward to turning this into tags and pockets on week 2. And the putting napkin onto a journal page, which is already done. You can't see it. For week 3, please comment, subscribe, and press the like button. And of course, if you'd like to enter to win the packages of book pages that I'll put up on the screen, you'll need to comment 3 times on different videos for my January videos as a minimum, and each entry will be put in my book. And so you'll have 3 entries if you just do it 3 times. Of course, you can do it as many times as you like on the different videos. So we're 7 so far. Could be at least 15 videos this month. So if you want to enter all 15, and you do enter all 15, you will then be entered for the second package, which is my serial commentator giveaway. And I can see that there is a bunch of people, thank you very much, who are seriously making an effort to enter the serial giveaway. Obviously the book pages and the ledger paper is a big draw card. I mean, anyone can get lace, but ledger paper from 1890, yes, I'm sure everybody wants to get their hands on that. So go for it. Yes, comment on every video and for January. And if you have thought that you've done that, just check that you have, because some people are one behind. They missed one. Not many, but some of the people who are obviously trying to do all the videos have missed the odd video. So just check. Wouldn't want you to miss out by one. So anyway, enough of that. Comment below, subscribe, press like, come back for the next video. I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.